November 2021, news breaks from the most secretive nation on earth, North Korea. A man has been sentenced to death by firing squad. His crime? Smuggling the hit Netflix show Squid Game into the country. He remains unnamed, a shadow in the regime's endless crackdown on outside influence. But his fate would send shockwaves around the world and expose just how far a government will go to silence ideas. The man wasn't a criminal in the way we often imagine. He didn't steal, didn't kill, didn't rebel with a weapon. He simply crossed the Chinese border into North Korea with a small USB stick hidden in his pocket. On that stick was the full season of Squid Game, the global phenomenon watched by hundreds of millions. In most countries, it was nothing more than thrilling entertainment. In North Korea, it was a threat to national security. North Korea's dictatorship, led by Kim Jong-un, rules not only with an iron fist, but with absolute control over information. TV, radio, movies, even haircuts are strictly regulated. And foreign content, especially anything from South Korea or the West, is considered ideological contamination. The man had allegedly obtained the show from China, where underground media trading is common. He then returned to North Korea and sold copies to a group of students, teenagers, curious, hopeful, naive. They watched it in secret, huddled around screens, volume low, hearts pounding. For them, this wasn't just a series, it was a glimpse into a world far different from their own. But the government found out, and what happened next felt more like an episode of the show itself than real life. The smuggler was caught and tried, not in a public court, not with lawyers, just a swift, brutal decision, executed by firing squad, no chance to say goodbye, no appeal, no mercy. One of the students who bought the copy was sentenced to life in prison. Others received 5 years of hard labor in re-education camps, where beatings, torture, and starvation are common. It wasn't just about the man who smuggled the show. It was about sending a message to anyone even thinking of questioning the regime. And what was it about Squid Game that made it so dangerous? It was fiction, yes, but fiction that told the truth. A story about people so crushed by debt and inequality they were willing to die playing brutal games to survive. It mirrored real despair, and in a country like North Korea, where people go hungry, where freedoms are stripped away, where the powerful live like kings, those themes hit too close to home. The regime couldn't allow that reflection to spread. We'll never know the smuggler's real name, we'll never see his face, but his story matters because he risked his life just to let others see something beyond their borders, something entertaining, something dangerous, something real. In most of the world, you can turn on Netflix with a click. In North Korea, a single episode can get you killed. And so his life ended in silence. No headline in his own country, no funeral, no mourning. But around the world, people heard the story, not just of a man killed for a TV show, but of a system so terrified of fiction it treats imagination as a weapon. This isn't just censorship, this is control at its most terrifying form. And the most chilling part, he didn't die in the Squid Game, he died for it.